Good afternoon, everyone. This is a miracle. I'm teaching her how to feed by herself, and I notice sometimes she don't normally use this particular hand. She don't normally use it. Sometimes you try to force her to use it. She doesn't like use it. So I was able to find out what she can do so she can be able to use the hand. So you can see I'm feeding her with that particular hand, although she's still learning how to feed by herself. But there are some other things she can eat by herself, like she can eat biscuits, eat every other normal thing apart from feeding herself. So in this video, I'm trying my best as much as possible to make sure she makes use of that hand while eating. That hand you are seeing there is her right hand. So I tried to make sure she uses it. You can see me cutting a eba in her hand while she put it in her mouth by herself. So Miracle is a child that whenever you taught her something and she's used to it, anytime she sees you doing that particular thing you taught her, she always want to do that same thing. So you can see the process of teaching her how to feed by herself. So I believe gradually we will get to the better part of this feeding. So this is how we started feeding, and this is how I started teaching her how to feed by herself. So in due process she will get used to it, and by the grace of God I believe she will start feeding by herself. Thank you all. Also have a CP child. I know it's not an easy journey, but I believe there is nothing God cannot do. That is my motto. There is nothing God cannot do. You having a CP child is not the end of your life. Your child being a CP child is not the end of that child's life, because the child needs you most, and with you I believe that child can do so many things. With you by the side of that child, I believe that child can overcome some certain things. So being a special needs mom is not the end of your life. All you just need to do is stand by that child and make sure you are there for that child, and make sure that child is doing well. Make sure you are trying your best to make the child to be okay. Another thing I want to say is don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your special need child. It's a very, very long journey. It's a very long race that you need to run. Believe that when you run that race, you will definitely come to the end of that race. That is my motto. I strongly believe that a day will come when my child will stand up and walk. A day will come when my child will call me mommy. Although she's not talking yet, but we are hoping for that. I've never left her side any day. She has been with me ever since she was born. I've been the one taking care of her alone, taking her for therapies, going to see, booking her for doctor's appointment, taking her to different places just to make sure she is okay. So I want to say here that every special needs mom should stand up for their children, no matter the condition of their child. They shouldn't look down on that child, because they said practice make perfect. Now I started teaching Miracle today how to feed. I know it's not an easy thing. Before we get to this stage of her putting this food by her mouth, we went through so many things, and I didn't give up. I keep trying until you see her. I cut in her hand and she was able to stretch the food to her hand. That her hand was a hand that she doesn't normally use before, but you can see how she was able to move the hand to her mouth. We are still working on it, and God is still saying something. So if you have a special need child, don't give up. Believe in God that someday a testimony will come, and it's a testimony, forever testimony, that you will clap and dance for what God has done in our life. So we special needs mom, we have a child to take care of. Don't forget that.